VanCam. This is VanCam you waited for. Steve, I'll give you a number for Crazy Keith. He can sort that problem out. Sells these little blue tablets. Just make sure you swallow it, because if it gets stuck in your throat, you get a stiff neck. Upside down and inside out, about to show all you folks what it's all about. Now it's time for me to get in the van and do this thing I call VanCam. God, the spirits are very, very low. I know I'm trying to pick everybody up. I am Kev Ashford. You're very welcome. Oh, push that away. To this, losing the plot already. You're very welcome to this week's edition of the Man United VanCam. We've got to look back. I hate to do it, man, but obviously we did get beaten by a team that have a seagull as the club crest. So obviously we're in crisis, aren't we? Oh, that's what the media are trying to make out. So this week there will be no Fellaini watch, but in this order, because Fellaini will be covered at some stage, I'm sure, we are going to bring back VCR. And I'm not talking about one of them old shitty things you used to put a tape in. I'm talking about VanCam Rant. Right, what is that saying to the team? We're just not functioning as a team. We will then do the big VanCam debate. We'll look back at last week's poll on Pogba versus Mourinho, and I'll be setting a new question for this week. There is no sitting on the fence. Why would you want to sit up there? We'll then do CockStroker of the week, and then I'm going to toy with him, pull out, you know, so hey, the two of them in each eye. And we will end with your comments, which is basically having a look at the weird comment section. I say weird, there's some weird stuff in there and there's some really good stuff, so I'll pick some comments out and read them later on. But without further ado, we can only look back at that shite performance against Brighton. Like I said earlier, you know, we've been beaten by a team who have a club crest that's got a seagull on it. And last week I said that the Devils would beat the Seagulls, which just goes to show that even experts like me can be wrong sometimes. It's not very often, but it does happen. So let's do VCR, which is VanCam Rant, because I've got a few things that I need to clear off this beautiful chest. Yeah.
I want to look inside your head, yes I do.
This is VanCam Rant. It's basically where I get to let off a bit of steam. So we get beaten by Brighton 3-2, which if you actually seen the result after it without watching the match, you'd think, ooh, that looked a decent game. It looked close. It didn't tell the story of the match. And the way that Man United went about this, I think that was more heartbreaking as a Man United fan. There was no fight, no passion, no leadership. There was absolutely nothing as a team. And going through it, I mean, De Gea does his stuff. Certainly won't hold anything against him. Eric Bailly, I mean, what was he on? He looked like he'd just come back from a 4-week stag do in Amsterdam. But again, you know, he's had an off day. Lindelof, what is this guy? You know, Jose Mourinho spent a shitload of money, brought him in. He doesn't even look like he can defend. Fred, again, it's only his second game. Pogba, you know, he's supposed to be the leader, the captain. And he comes out after the match and says that mentally, you know, his attitude wasn't right. What is that saying to the team? We're just not functioning as a team. What is our identity? You know, we used to have an identity, attack, you know, play great football. Since Sir Alex Ferguson left, we, as a club, we have absolutely nothing. And out of all them players in that team, who would actually get in the Liverpool or Man City team, who apparently are going to be, you know, fighting for the title this season? Who would get in? De Gea? That's about it. It really is getting to a stage where it's shocking. And Mourinho, you know, he wasn't backed in the summer. So this comes back to Ed Woodward. Apparently Man United are planning on flying a banner a week on Sunday away at Burnley over the ground, which is going to call for Ed Woodward's head, which I totally agree with. Because he is like the Glazers' little bum boy. He just sits there tying up commercial deals and that. They've not backed Jose Mourinho. Mourinho has actually come out, apparently, to friends and said that any other club he would have walked away from for not being backed. But he's at Man United and he wants to stick it out. I think a lot of fans are getting really, really fed up. And don't even get me started on Tony Marshall. I mean, I absolutely love the guy and that. But the way, his attitude, his body language, everything on that pitch at Brighton was just a no-no. You fight to get into this team. Players are wearing this Man United shirt. Did they not realise what it's all about? The history of the club. And they're going out there. You know, I feel sorry for the fans. The ones that have paid all that money to go and watch. You know, the fans turned up. They've travelled all the way to Brighton. You know, it's not like travelling to Liverpool or whatever. It's more or less on the doorstep. They've made that journey. The least the players can do is turn up because the fans did. They should be refunded, them fans. Because when players like Pogba come out at the end and say that, you know, the attitude wasn't right and stuff, ultimately, they're not doing the job. There's so many stories coming out. They're all in the press. United have been on the back page every day. Other stories saying that Jose Mourinho just sends the team out and there's no, team talk or plan. What a load of horse shit that is. Anyone that watched United towards the end of last season, we had great results against City away. We beat Chelsea at home, Liverpool at home in a run. We had a game plan. But again, we're getting to the stage where if it's not working, we're throwing on that big bushy head tit to try and get something out of a game. It is not, and I hate to say it, I know loads of people say it, it is not the United way, and I know it's not what we're used to. But that should not be our plan B, is throwing on that bushy head dickhead to try and bring the ball down and bring people into play. We want to play some kind of football. Get an identity. We need a leader. We do anything to have a Roy Keane, somebody of that ilk in the middle of the park for when things aren't going right, just to say, you know, a Pogba, stop fucking about with your hair. Stop trying them tricks. Do that when we're 3 or 4-0 up. You know, just get these players and grab them by the scruff of the neck and at least say, do you know what it's like? You know, you're playing for Man United. Make them fans out there in the stands that are singing United song constantly for 90 minutes. Make them proud. Give them something to go home, you know, and be happy about. I can, like I say, I can take defeat. You know, yeah, it's bad, it's bitter, whatever. It puts you in a bad mood. But at least show a bit of pride and a bit of passion. You know, if it had been 3-2 and they'd have scored a last minute winner and we'd have give it a right good goal, you can see that. And if we'd have played some kind of football where we had an identity, some kind of good football, you can deal with that. But when the United players don't turn up and everybody's looking moody, Martial, you know, cheer up, Tony! Everyone! You got to get your head straight, man. We got Tottenham coming up now, a big game Monday night. Yes, we can put, you know, start to make things right. And United are capable of going on a run. But at this moment in time, there just seems to be so much going on at the club. It's almost toxic. And it starts from Woodward, the Glazers. It filters through to Mourinho. That's filtering now into the players, who most of them don't seem arsed or even know what they're doing. And then that will breed ultimately into the fans. And this is where the unrest is going to come. So, I mean, like, if we beat Tottenham, I'm not saying we're back in play, we're back on the road, but things will look a bit better. It'll keep the press off United's back for a week or so. It's going to be difficult, and Mourinho was right. In the summer, he did say, you know, if he doesn't get his signings, it's going to be a long, difficult season. A lot of United fans thought that was negative, me included. But seeing how United have set up this season so far, and a defeat to Brighton that I certainly did not see coming, I can only think that Jose was 100% right, and United it's going to be a long season. And that is VanCam Rant, and that is that shit cleared off my beautiful, unshaven chest. That's basically because I haven't got any hairs on it, so deal with it.
Manchester United.
That was VCR, a VanCam Rant, and I feel good to get that off my chest anyway. Let me know what you think. Do you agree? Maybe you disagree, in which case, you know, everyone's got an opinion, man. everyone's got an opinion. As you will notice, Fellaini Watch has been dropped for the first time in the entirety of the VanCam series. But that's only because I've had so much to get through and I wanted to concentrate more on a serious side of United and what the hell is going on at our club at the minute. So without further ado, the next part of the show is the big VanCam debate. I'll give the poll result from last week, set a new question for this week, so make sure you get involved in the poll for Christ's sake.
The big VanCam debate!
This is the big VanCam debate. Now, last week it was on Paul Pogba and Jose Mourinho. I was asking, whose camp were you in? There's obviously a bit of a spat going on. Were you backing Paul Pogba or were you backing Jose Mourinho? Now, maybe Mino Raiola's comments and the fact that it does look like Pogba and Raiola are trying to instigate some kind of move from United may have made this a lot closer and changed a few people's minds. But the poll result is in, and 53%. This is the closest VanCam poll I have ever ran on this show. 53% were in favour of Jose Mourinho. Now, it was only close, like I say, it was 50-50 up until a few days ago. Maybe a few people, like I say, looked at the Raiola comments and thought, you know what, I'm backing Jose Mourinho over Paul Pogba. This week, the question is on Jose Mourinho. We've already done Jose in, Jose out, but it's a hypothetical question, but there's a theory out there that's been thrown out in the papers that Jose Mourinho may not last until Christmas. He might not see the new year in at Old Trafford. It's a simple question then. Do you think Jose Mourinho will still be in charge of Manchester United in 2019? So in the new year, basically. Do you think he'll still be in charge? Or can you see things getting that bad? The way that he's spoken about Woodward and the Glazers, do you think that they will actually give him the bullet and get rid of him? So do you think he'll be in charge come January next year? Do you think Jose Mourinho... I keep repeating myself because I need to get the question in my head. As always, there is only one answer. It's a simple yes or a no. So do you think he will still be in charge? I'm repeating myself again anyway. But anyway, just make sure you cast your vote. You'll be able to click on the eye up here and it drops down a little thing and you just go yes or no. Personally, the way that things are going, I cannot see him being there. I think I've seen it's a running theme with Mourinho, with Chelsea, Real Madrid, and I think when he doesn't start getting his way and stuff, he'll be looking for the exit door. So that could be Mourinho walking or Mourinho getting the bullet. The question, I've already asked it. There is no sitting on the fence. Why would you want to sit up there? Do you know, if there's a storm, do you know lightning, yeah? That stuff out the sky, it's dangerous, man. It can electrocute you. But if you're sat up on the fence, you've got more chance of being struck than you are being either side, a yes or a no. So make your decision. Don't be a dickhead. Don't get struck by lightning. And I'll give you the poll result next week.
The big VanCam debate!
Check your bad self. Got the bad man glove on. That means that it doesn't really mean anything. It just means I'm a bad man, yeah? Bad man ting. Anyway, that was the big VanCam debate. Make sure you get involved in the poll. Basically, the question that I have set is, do you think Mourinho will still be in charge of United come Christmas time? It's not whether you think he should be or shouldn't be, it's just what is your gut feeling. You know, if things keep going wrong at United, the power struggle between the board and Mourinho, between Ed Woodward, Mourinho, and just all the other shit that's happening at the minute, you know, what is your gut feeling? Do you think he still will be the manager or he won't? Cast your vote. I'll let you know what the crack is next week. Next up, every week there is always somebody stroking cocks, and I'm not just on about Katie Price. I'm on about them people that are pure wankers. They used to be wankers of the week, now they're cockstrokers of the week. So let's find out this week who has got the top spot in cockstroker of the week. Woo!
CockStroker of the week.
Here fiery elbows. This is CockStroker of the week, and this week we are not doing any other nominations. Rather, we're just going to get straight in and do the #1 spot. And a massive thanks this week to Dirty Dunks, Diane Dixon and Des Rollins, who all tweeted their nomination in, and they are correct, with like so many other people did, and they have nominated, and the winner, #1 this week, is Paul Pogba's agent, Mino Raiola, who is a fat, useless, greedy piece of specky four-eyed bastard shit. And that's an understatement. I could have really gone to town on that big useless freak, but I will do in a bit. Anyway, #1 this week, Mino Raiola, because of the comments he come out about Paul Scholes. Now, after the Brighton game, Paul Scholes come out giving his opinion. I know he didn't speak for 20 odd years, but now he gets paid to give his opinion. Did anybody else, any other United fan, disagree with Paul Scholes? No, he's giving it, you know, he's a United fan, he's talking from the heart, he's talking sense. He said that Paul Pogba lacks leadership qualities. Paul Pogba himself, after the match, come out and said that mentally, you know, the attitude wasn't right. There you go, that says it all. But Mino Raiola tweeted out this, saying that basically Paul Scholes wouldn't know a leader if he was stood in front of Sir Winston Churchill. What a load of horse shit that is. This is Paul Scholes, the United legend, who's won absolutely everything at Manchester United, so he's well equipped to be giving an opinion on leaders. He also worked under Sir Alex Ferguson, the greatest manager of all time, so again, he's well equipped to be talking about leaders. And he played in a midfield with Roy Keane, who would have literally ripped your head off if you tried them fancy tricks in the middle of the park. You know, keep it simple, you fecking Egypt. Good that, wasn't it? But he would have done that. And again, Paul Scholes is well equipped to be talking about leaders because he's played with them and he was managed under the greatest manager of all time. Mino Raiola even copied Paul Pogba in on this tweet. Pogba's not responded. The least Paul Pogba can do now is come out and just detach himself from this specky four-eyed kebab-eating shithouse. Because Mino Raiola, Sir Alex Ferguson said it years ago, this was the reason Paul Pogba left in the first place. There's a video out where he was giving some kind of talk and somebody asked him about Paul Pogba, why did he let him go and that, and he said the agent, you know, he's a shitbag or something, and that is right. Mino Raiola is trying to instigate a move for Paul Pogba away from United. He thinks that by doing this tweet that all United fans will turn against Pogba and will come out with this, the club's bigger than Pogba, you know, fuck Pogba off, get rid of him, and that would make it easy. That's exactly what he's trying to do. Get this move to Barcelona, another lump sum for Mino Raiola and his back skyrocket so he can go off and have a feast of food and fizzy drinks. It's pissing me off big time, but we knew what we were, you know, who we were climbing into bed with here when we signed Pogba, because we've had to deal with Mino Raiola, and we know basically he is a piece of work. It's that old saying, innit? If you lie down with dogs, you get fleas, and that's exactly what's happening at the minute. Paul Pogba, for the sake of his career, should cut all ties with Mino Raiola. Will he? Well, for me, silence speaks volumes, and the fact that Pogba's not even come out and, you know, you just say, put him on a leash and just say, shut up, fatty. You know, you're not the one for me, as Morrissey once said. Oh, you're the one for me, he said. Forget that anyway. But Mino Raiola this week is the #1 spot. Nothing compares, as that woman once sang. Nothing was ever going to get closer. And when the tweets started coming through to me saying Mino Raiola CockStroker of the week, I thought, something very special will have to come in to beat this, and it didn't, which goes to show how special it is and how special Mino Raiola is. He's just a fruitcake, he's fat, he's specky four-eyed, and I swear to God, if I ever see him out in the streets of town or whatever, he's getting a Marouane Fellaini elbow straight into that massive head of his, and I'm going to knock his glasses off so he can't see, and then I'm going to toy with him, pull out, you know, so hey! The two of them in each eye, few Chinese burn, and just run the hell out of there. You know, so the 5-0 don't get me. That was CockStroker of the week. CockStroker of the week. That was CockStroker of the week for another week. I'm sure you will agree that Raiola was prime candidate and takes home that award once again. Anyway, next we move on. Oh, not again. You alright, mate?
Is there a cash lying around here?
Sorry, you're slurring your words. What?
Is there a cash lying around here?
Can't understand you, mate.
Is there a cash lying around here?
Ask that Siri or something on your phone. You shouldn't be drinking in the day. You're obviously half cut.
What an idiot you
I
are.
understood that. Knobhead. That was CockStroker of the week. Now we move into the final part. It is your comments. Finally safe from people talking pissed up shit. This is your comments. It is from the Ashford crib, yeah? Welcome to the crib. Anyway, first in was Jim McGill, or Gill, could be, don't know, sorry, the camera's here, who said, "Inroads, watching you, keep going, Kev. I'll try to get you some Greek subscribers tomorrow during the match. There's a bird out here, looks just like you, cheeky twastard. I'm sure she's a fine bit of gear, and she's fit, and she knows it, just like Kev." AK-47, didn't know a gun could talk, but obviously active on YouTube, said, "Yes, VanCam back for new season, welcome back, support from the US. Where have you been, mate? I've been here all summer, I've not just come back for the new season, so keep watching and spread the word in the United States of America." Mark Fenton said, "Hey Kev, top show once again. Who is in the picture behind you in your living room? My missus wants to know." Not in the living room now, that is actually George Best and Dennis Law. The one in the living room will be Morrissey. It's Morrissey. I'm trying to think, there is a definitely maybe picture there. Stone Roses one. It's Morrissey that's in there. Barcrial said, "Just witnessed Brighton away debacle. I'm stunned. What are you thinking, Kev? Glazers are mood to go. Mourinho. So depressing. There's not a chance the Glazers are going to go. If anything, it's going to be Mourinho. No, the Glazers are not. They're not going to be looking to sell up. They know that United is ultimately a cash cow. Cha-ching. They're just making money, 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 and they're not asked about Manchester United. As long as we get top four, I've said we're turning in to the next Arsenal. As long as all the commercial details, as long as all them contracts, sponsorship shit is getting done, commercial deals, that's what I meant. As long as that's getting done, doesn't matter about what's going on the pitch. Well, it does, as long as we get top four. It's not good enough for United or the fans, but it is for the Glazers, because they can keep getting away with it and rinsing the club. Wankers! John Davey said, "Love your show, watch it all the time, even turn the missus down to watch it." I swear to God, that is going in the bio, that one. Turned your show down to watch it, you know what I mean? Some bird's upset here because she's getting overlooked for VanCam and Kev. And Alex Rudd said, "Damn, I didn't know you were in GBH, Kevin. Right, black hair." Can't really see him here. Cheeky twastard! Cheeky bastard! Look at the state of this guy. I mean, the rest of them you can tell are punk rockers. Big time punk rockers. This geezer looks like he's trying to get away. He looks like he's actually photobombing or he's just walking past. And that's what you're trying to say about me. That I don't look like, you know, some kind of rocker. And, of course, he's rocking the top lip. Bit of a porntash. Oh, jeez. What a way to end this. I've had it up to here with you lot. Don't know. Anyway, you can also get onto the United Stand... I'm not having that at all. I'm not happy. Get onto the United Stand podcast. Paul and Ash run that. They're both sound as a pound. Hopefully I'll be back on that shortly. They have had me on before. The details will be in the link to the description. Don't know what's going on here. And make sure you like, share, subscribe. Get on the Facebook page at Kev VanCam. Drop a like on that. Rocking about 250 at the minute. Needs to be better, man. That's what my agent keeps saying. Subscribers, you know what I mean? 2,000. Needs to be more. Unless the agent's going to ditch me. He's called Mino Raiola. He needs something to eat. So please do something, will ya? United are playing Monday night. It's going to be tough. We're playing Tottenham, yeah? Dele Alli, Harry Kane, all them gobshites. But hopefully we can get back on track because, I was going to say the seagulls are circling. Not the seagulls, the eagles. Or the vultures, the eagle. What am I on about? They're going to be circling because they want United to, you know, destruct again. Another shit performance, another defeat, and their back pages will be sorted for the full week. But hopefully we can win and we can do the business. Anyway, for United on Monday. Come on, United! I had to keep that one down because the wife and kids are in the other room. Have a good weekend. It's bank holiday. I said your love!